Okay, now for a close-up look of how the scope is set up. Here is the Celestron power tank, which is used primarily for powering the telescope. And I also use it for when I do public outreaches. I use this power supply. I have a separate battery pack that I keep in the house or with me. It's a 50 amp hour, gel cell that I use for when I go out into the field and power both its dew heater system and the scope. This is only good for powering the telescope itself, but I only get about 4 to 5 hours with this battery pack using both dew heater and powering the telescope, so it only lasts about anywhere from 3 to 4 hours depending on how much slewing I do. There's one of the massive forks that the scope does have. Here goes its interface panel. Obviously a power supply, power light. That red LED that's on there, that's the worst design Celestron has ever done for this scope. It needs to be completely omitted from that. Because once you put the power onto the telescope, the hand controller does light up, so you really don't need to have an LED. And it does hinder night vision a little bit at night when you're out in the field. So what I do is I take the eyepiece cap. Here's the finoscope. Here's this eyepiece cap right here, the end cap. What I do is I take that, place it on the power cap, act as a blind to keep that from happening. It's not much of a problem, but it depends on who's using it. Auto guide port, a PC port, which is really not necessary anymore with the new firmware update. I can control it by attaching the PC into this port on the hand controller. It's not necessary anymore. 2 auxiliary ports and the port for the hand control, and of course the hand controller, which controls the movement of the scope. And as you can hear, the scope is very quiet running, unlike the Meade, which is very noisy. A very sweet C11 optical path. The only drawback to Schmidt-Cassegrain brand is that enormous secondary mirror, which is that big black circle you see in the front of it with the Celestron insignia on it. The scope, as you can see, the optics are very clean, despite the fact that the scope being several years old. It's only about 3 years old as of right now. The scope, the optics are in pristine condition. And of course the tripod spreader, which also doubles as a eyepiece shelf. Very handy feature to have in the field.